Well, it seemed like the turnovers in that third quarter, I think you guys had 9 of them, was sort of like a turning point for the game. What was kind of the reason behind those? Was it self-inflicted, or was it more so the Lakers, or how would you kind of describe where those came from?
It was us. Some of them were aggressive turnovers, and some of them was turnovers, touchdowns that we could throw. But yeah, we got to do a better job. Coming out in the third quarter. We get momentum in the second quarter. Well, we had momentum first quarter, second quarter, come out third quarter, and they got all the momentum. Then we try to get it back. Yeah, but it's just a mindset. We all just talked about it. That was probably like the elephant in the room that nobody was talking about. But we put it on blast this time, so expect us next game to come out strong.
Miles, you've been on a team the last few years that has battled injuries while you've been healthy. Unfortunately, you've had your experience with it. I'm curious if you have a different feeling on it now compared to what you took on as a leadership role, or a feeling from it last year or 2 years ago, with you being more experienced than even coaches and, of course, rookies, with this being their first year.
Yeah, it helps when our rookies are as mature as they are, ready to play right from the get-go. Last year we really didn't have. But, our rookies been great for us, and then we had a next man up mentality. Trey's been good. Liam's been good, like all the rookies, Musa. So, we're playing in winnable games. We're costing ourselves the games with our turnovers.
And again, Khan talked about the role being different for a lot of players now because LaMelo's out, because of Brandon's out. Again, you've experienced this the last couple of years. Are you more comfortable in this role now with those guys being out, even with mature rookies around you?
Yeah. I feel comfortable right now, but I would love to have those guys back, But got to have a next man up mentality.
You mentioned turnovers. Khan, I asked him about what's been, I guess, the biggest culprit for you guys in these losses, and you mentioned that as well, turnovers. What is happening, do you think, where you guys are turning the ball over so much and are making careless errors where a lot of them kind of seem like they're unforced? They're not really pressure. It's more like just unforced errors on you guys' part.
Yeah, just thinking too much about, getting certain guys in actions, and it's all fixable things. Like you said, some of the turnovers are unforced. Some of them are aggressive. Much rather have the aggressive turnovers than
Then with Melo being out last couple of games, what have you seen from Colin Sexton in terms of just being a playmaker for you guys and playing point guard, starting that kind of stuff?
Yeah, he's been doing all he can. His intensity, he brings to the game, has been great for us.
Miles, how big did you feel that three-pointer you made toward the end was during the final seconds? Obviously, I made it a two-possession game, a 6-point game all night. Just how big was that toward the end, just for you, just after just to cap off 38.9, 36.9?
If it was a tighter game, I would have liked to win better. But you got to play to the end, play to the clock hit zero. We almost made a comeback there, but we.
It was a 40-point first quarter, and you were a big part of that, knocking down all 4 for 4 3-pointers at that point. Just how big was that fast start for you guys?
That was good, considering last game against the Heat when I couldn't even make a layup. So just me coming out being aggressive, coming to play ready to go. I got to be more consistent. I got to be.
Last season, you were seen as like the number one scoring option for this team with the injuries to Brandon and LaMelo, and you were also seen as a guy who has to be the primary ball handler for maybe the opposing team's best player. Now you have a guy like Sion that can kind of alleviate some pressure. How is that, knowing that maybe he can take some reps on Luka and not have the entire thing on your shoulders?
Man, Sion's been amazing for us. Kind of just stepping in from college and guarding pros right away. He's been amazing for us. Everything he brings to the game is great for us, and he's going to continue. Excited for the future for him.